Soundstripe.
Hey guys, it's John here from Hooked Blue Water Sports Fishing Tackle. After all the emails and messages we've had online, social media, we thought we'd make this quick video in relation to GT fishing, what we do and all the tips and tricks. So one of the most important parts, I believe, in the process is the tackle that we use and the bits and pieces that help you bring in these fish. And I think one of the most important parts are your fishing gloves. I think these are a vital part, not only because the GT tail scoots are freaking sharp, but also when casting all day, you'll find that the line starts to wear on your fingers. Also, when fighting the GT, there's many gimbal belts available. I choose to use the Palms fighting belt. I find it easy to wear all day. I also, just like how I can attach all my own components to it, I use the Nomad split ring pliers. I also carry braid scissors and a knife for just in case. But yeah, the Palms fighting belts are really good. There's obviously heaps of fighting belts on the market and everybody will have their preference, but these are two options that I use and I prefer. So GTs being the heavy hitters that they are, you're going to need some serious terminal tackle. I choose to use BKK GT Rexes on a lot of my setups. I know that a lot of people like to use singles, and Diablo is definitely a good option for that part. And for those lures that come out with the orientation of the hook ring on the back, the deeps can obviously help you out in that situation. So BKK make amazing solid and split rings that'll get you out of trouble, and they obviously have a heap of different sizes for every situation depending on your lure and lure sizes. A lot of you guys have chosen to go down the barbless option. Barbless is a great idea when you have a few people on the boat. It's obviously safe to cast around other people and knowing that it's easily removed. It's also an easy way to release your fish fast back into the ocean. When I am spooling my line, I tend to go for a larger braid just because of the diameter of the line. I get a heavier line class, and then in the case that I do find that big GT, I know that I've got the stopping power, and attached to that there's a million different options around there for different size shock leaders, and whether you choose to go fluorocarbon or monofilament, it's definitely up to you. Both work really well, I've found, and obviously there's heaps of options out there for that. When it comes to fishing rods and fishing reels, I currently am using the ASWB GT Tamer for my heavy popping rod. It's a 8 to 10, P8 to 10, and that's got a Stella 18,000 on it. This is usually an outfit that I'll use first up in the morning when I'm feeling energetic, and I'll throw the biggest poppers that I can possibly throw. And usually that'll only last a few hours depending on the day, but yeah, it's good to have a good stiff popping rod, heaps of length. GT Tamers are awesome. There's obviously a heap of other brands, NS, Bocker rods and the like. There's plenty out there, and I'm sure your local tackle store will be able to point you in the right direction with that. When I'm finished with that combo. I tend to go back to a 6 to 8 size rod, and I use my 14,000 on that. Some people choose to use smaller. I've also got the Indian Pacific Elsa, which is a P5 rod, and I use my 8,000. Like I said earlier, the lure selection is also important. I choose to use a bigger popper in the morning when I'm feeling fresh, something like the West Coast Gangster. That's proven to give me good results. OTL obviously make a really amazing popper as well. And after I've finished throwing these poppers, I tend to then either go to a smaller pencil popper or dive popper, or onto a stick bait. I personally choose to use sinking stick baits. I like them a lot, although the surface stick baits floating get some mad bites too. I think that, yeah, as long as you spend the money on the quality, you will find that once they are bitten, like this TP Custom, they don't take on water. If you get a cheaper one, you'll find that they get waterlogged, they lose their action. This one's got some hook rash, but it's obviously got a lot of punishment and caught a lot of fish. If you watch our YouTube and Facebook videos, you'll see this one that's had a lot of strikes, but yeah, it still swims really well, even though it's been hit multiple times. So when you're on the hunt for the GTs, they tend to hang around reefs and structure. They like a lot of current. They also like to go up onto the flats, but they also choose to hang close to cutouts in the reef so that they've got an escape to the deep parts of the ocean. On an approach to a reef, I like to throw in a few casts before I head up onto the reef itself. And if you come into the reef at 100 miles an hour, you will spook them and lose that opportunity to potentially hook a much bigger GT. So make sure that you just cruise on in. Stealth is definitely the key here. So when you've caught that fish, after everything that I've explained already, when you've brought it to the boat side, you need to make sure that you support the weight of the fish when lifting it into the boat. A lot of people want to either weigh it or get a photo with the fish, and it's important to take care of these giants so that we can catch them again another day. It's really important that as you lift it in, the weight supported. Don't lift via its gills. It does the fish no good if you do that. If you're going to put it onto a weigh sling, which is one of the ways that I highly recommend if you are going to weigh the fish, make sure that weigh mat's been damped by the deck wash or just wet it from the ocean. Another good way to get the weight of your fish is by doing a length and a width measurement. So the length is taken from the bottom lip to the fork of the tail, and then also with the width, you measure that behind the pectoral fin. The formula for working out what your weight of your fish is length by width by width by 2.7. I'll put this formula up after we've done this post, and you can read it all again. Okay guys, so that just about wraps it up. There's probably a heap of questions that you guys have got, so if you do have any questions, feel free to send us an email or drop us a message on Facebook or whatnot. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and please hit the like or share button if you enjoyed the video.